Everyone, this is Kanessa from the New Teacher Advisor, and I'm really excited to be here today to show you how to make your own blog planner. I've been blogging for about 5 years, and I've never created a way to actually keep track of my blog posts and actually to create a system where I'm more consistently posting and creating. So this sheet was created by me, and it has my branding and styling, and I'll do more about branding and styling later on. But in this demo here, I want to show you how to create this planner in InDesign, Adobe InDesign. If you have Adobe InDesign, it is a great place to actually create materials and design materials for your website or your business. And if you don't have it, there I'll be talking about some memberships that you can get through Adobe Creative that are affordable for teachers and educators. So let me get started on this tutorial. If you have any questions, please leave comments in this blog post, but I'm going to get started. So this is the layout and the design that I'm going to be creating. So I have a demo sheet that's been created. Let me just show you where I started. So when you start a new doc, you want to make sure that you have the correct sizing. So this is the correct sizing, and then you have to also make sure that you label your document and make sure it's in the portrait. Okay, so we're going to be creating one sheet, so you don't have to worry about the facing pages, or if you don't want that, you can just uncheck that one. You also want 1-inch margins here, so it already comes pre-set up like this, so you don't have to worry about that. So the next thing I want to show you is how to create text. So on the left here, there is this type tool. You're going to click this type tool and extend here. Okay. Then at the top, you're going to see that there is some fonts that you can use. I have my fonts that I love to use. I'm going to zoom in a little bit so you can see what I'm doing. So the first thing I put is blog here, and this is just about styling. So this is the first thing that I put here, so make it a little bit bigger. And then I'm going to show you how to resize here by grabbing the corners. I'm going to grab it like this. Okay, then what I'm going to do to put the and the planner part, I'm going to pick my font, which is Poppins. I love this font so much. Okay, and then I'm going to resize, and this is, you click this button here to resize the font. And then I'm going to place it where I want it. And then since it's the same font, I'm just going to copy and paste this. I'm going to do Command C on your keyboard. And then I'm going to put in the planner. And extend this just a little bit. Okay. And this keeps the sizing consistent. Now, another thing that I love about InDesign is that you can actually see the layout, okay, with the guidelines. And then you can also hit W on your keyboard and you can actually look at it. So there's a couple of issues here that I'm seeing. Might want to make this a little bit smaller, just so it can fit over here. Just a little bit smaller, just a little. And you could style this any way you want to, with any fonts that you want to. So you can be as creative as possible. And I play around with this all the time, just so I can make sure that you have the guidelines are right. Okay, and I'm just going to make this just a little bit smaller because it still has an overhang here on the left. And then I'm going to reduce the size of this as well, just so I can make it more consistent. And I'm going to type in the font for size I want for this, the text size. Okay, so now that I have my header here, what I'm going to do is I'm going to actually change the color. And to change the color, you're going to come over here on this bar here, and you're going to click the color. Now, you have it in CMYK. So what I like to do is I like to use the RGB. Now, the thing that was like really confusing about this is the fact that they didn't have the bar here where you can use the hashtag colors, but it's pretty easy to enter in the colors here. So what I did was I typed in the colors from Instagram, and then usually what I did was I just entered in the amounts here, but I have the color already uploaded, so I'm just going to pick up the color there. So make sure that your font here is highlighted. Make sure that's highlighted. And then you want to create a new swatch. Okay, and then you can go down here and pick up the color. So usually I can choose web. Okay, I can choose all these different colors, but I'm going to choose this, and you see that you can see the hashtag color right here. So I'm going to go over to my other document. So I'm going to go into my other document, and I'm going to pick up which color I had here. And I'm going to pick up the color here. Just to make it simple, I'm going to click OK. I'm going to highlight the color, the text here. I'll go up to here, and then where it says black copy, I'm just going to enter in the RGB color, and then I'm going to put in hashtag, and you can also see kind of what it looks like afterwards. Okay, so that's how I created the header of the blog planner sheet. Now to size this and to place this in the correct place, first I'm going to group it because I want to make sure that this is able to stay together whenever I need to move it. And then you can also resize based on your need. Okay. Another thing is I like to always align things. So I'm going to click align here. And this is to center. And I'm just going to center it. And that's how we do that. Okay. So now the next part is I'm going to make the table for this design. Okay. So the table is going to actually hold all the information, the important information that you need for your updating your blog posts when you're posting the social media. So in order to enter a table, I'm going to click table at the top, and then I'm going to click create table, and I'm going to put 10 rows, 6 columns, and then put one header and one footer. That's usually what I usually do. And that's going to ask you where you want to put it. You can see here, and then you're just going to paste it right there. Now, this is not 100% centered here, so I'm just going to center it. You can usually see the pink guideline there, and that tells you that it's centered. Another thing that I'm going to do just for styling, and you don't have to do this, is double click, and I'm going to decrease the size of the header here. And then what I'm going to do is I'm going to change the color just to keep my branding consistent. Now I'm going to go all the way to the bottom and click this black copy. It saves the swatches. And I'm going to click that, and then you should see that the top header has become pink. All right, now what I'm going to do is I can type right into the table, and then I'm going to pick out my fonts and pick Taylor. And before I do that, I want to center everything. So I'm going to click up here and go center align. And then I'm going to click date. Now to change the size here, I'm going to change the size by going up here and then clicking just so I can see what the sizing looks like. And then to keep the font consistent across, I'm just going to click Taylor and I'm going to highlight all the boxes. So date and then topics. And then these 4 boxes are going to be my social media. And I'm going to show you how to insert pictures into this diagram, but I want to do some resizing. So I'm going to basically move the columns in the table over just so I can minimize these, because I'm just going to put check boxes in here just to say that I actually updated the post. Okay, now I'm going to slide this over. Slide it over just a little bit. All right, now these columns are not even. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to click here on this bar here and it'll say distribute columns evenly, and then it'll do that job for me. Okay, now to insert the icons that I had in the previous document, what I'm going to do is I am going to go to place. Now this is very important because this is how you actually keep your images embedded in your document. So I have my icons on my desktop, and you can download these from the internet. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to open them, and then I'm going to place them inside of each one of the rows. Now, to resize this is I'm going to use my 2 fingers and pinch in on the keyboard to resize. You can also make sure that you click the row first so it knows where to place, and this is why it does this so specifically, because you're able to identify. Click again so that you can get this yellow outline, and then pinch in. Okay, next one. Got the Twitter. Okay, I'm gonna go to File, Place. Next one I'm gonna do is the Facebook. Double click, pinch in on your keyboard, click the row, go to File, hit Place, double click, pinch in. All right, so now that we've created our fabulous blog planner, now we can update these weekly. And the nice thing about this is that you can actually type in the dates and actually keep up with your topics. I'm going to put here new methods for Adobe InDesign. And then here, what you want to do is you want to check off what methods that you're using. You can put a checkbox here in each one just to say that you've actually posted to each one of your social media. And you can update this monthly. So this is a great way to do this. You can, when you print also on these sides here, the margins will allow you to hole punch this so you can put it in your blog planner binder, which is also very useful. So if you have any questions about how I created this document or want any further clarifications, please leave comments below this blog post and I'll be more than happy to help you. Thank you for watching my video, and stay tuned for more fantastic videos about how to improve your brand and how to design your brand to meet the needs of your clients and your business. Thank you very much.